Hello guys, welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to be doing what if North Korea got an empire? Yes, North Korea. You guys probably never expect North Korea to get an empire. You guys probably did. It's honestly probably a popular one to do. But yeah, North Korea is going to be getting an empire. Also guys, thank you for all the support that you guys have given me. Even though I have my posting schedule absolutely sucks, but I'm trying to get back into the habit of posting more regularly. That was not the right word, but I am going to be posting multiple times a week now. Alternate history is still around. It's just complicated right now. So once I can figure that out, I'll do it. I'll start posting those again. But they're not done. The series is only like halfway, I believe, maybe a little more. But now let's just get right into the video. So first off, we're gonna have North Korea actually building up a military, proper military, and no, in this timeline, we're gonna actually change the whole history. So yes, the North Korean War is still gonna go almost the whole thing the same way, but except for North Korea is gonna be able to do a little bit more successfully. So we're gonna be pushing this border back a little bit, where South Korea just loses more land, and North Korea gains more. So they North Korea has more land, so we're gonna be changing that about history. And well, so not big changes right now, but it's gonna be. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop going to China. But North Korea is. We're also gonna change it so North Korea is more like China. So they're like China. They're China, but just Korea. So it's this country is this country, but just in a North Korean way. So that probably doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. This is my video. Yeah. But since we're gonna have so obviously there's no NATO, no UN, no major alliances. But we're gonna start off with South Korea and North Korea going to war. Obviously, in this timeline, North Korea is much more powerful than South Korea, especially with their nukes that they have. So we're gonna have North Korea actually making some really good ground so far. Not able to capturing Seoul good, but still pretty good. The main North Korean focus is on the capital right now, or encircling it, which encircling it is going a lot better. So they're encircling it, and well, before it's encircled, the president leaves and goes out to Japan, and well, that's when the whole country practically falls apart. Even though the whole South Korean government has been weird lately. But yeah, so with it looking like this, and the government gone out of the country, it's like, okay, what do we do? And eventually they just surrender about 2 weeks after more fighting. So that little change didn't last long, but in real time it was major because well it helped. It did help. So now, North Korea is already Korea, so it's no longer North Korea. It's just Korea. What's we're looking at a time right now? We're already at 3 minutes. Okay, so that's not bad. I was just checking how long we've been recording for. But yeah, so 3 minutes. That's not bad. But we are gonna have a technically Japan is just gonna be jumping into the war. They're saying that they're liberating South Korea, but they bringing their allies, but North Korea does as well. And well, Russia is actually going to be joining this war as well, since they're new um, ally, since they're technically new allies. But this is also going to bring in Ukraine. So it's already a big war. We have our big war 3 minutes into the video. I'm sorry guys. Well, you guys probably like it, but yeah. So I'm pretty sure the Russian front line looks something. Wait, no. The Russian front. No, no. Wait, maybe it's something like this. I think it's something like that. And then Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. I don't know if you heard about this, but apparently the United States moved two nuclear submarines closer to Russia. What is Trump doing? I don't know what will happen. I actually don't really know where not the North Korean, the Ukraine invasion into Russia is right now. So I'm just gonna put it somewhere out here because this looks about right. They're not that deep. I know that. But yeah, so it's like there. But we're gonna have North Korea actually pretty interested in joining that war, so they can go back and get their soldiers. But we're gonna have a naval battle. Actually, I haven't done naval battles in a long time. But the naval battle, obviously, we're gonna have the Japanese Navy over here. But obviously, the Chinese Navy is much stronger with, and the North Korean's Navy in this timeline is much stronger. So it's not the best situation for them because we're also gonna throw because this is also most of this is like some of the Chinese not military navy, so it's not looking that greatest for them, and we are gonna have more than one naval battle. It's not just gonna be over here. Just wait because you are gonna have Japan getting pushed back for the first little bit. They are gonna be able to push back, fight back a little bit, actually even push a little bit deeper up here in the north, but not too greatly. So they are actually pretty close to the South Korean, uh, where South Korea was. They're getting close, but down here, Japan's gonna have to probably um take a little break from up there, and we'll probably send a lot of ships down here to fight the main Chinese navy. Also, we're not going to get the U.S. involved in this. Would they get involved with this? Yes, 100%. Would this be World War III? Yes, 100%. Because NATO will get involved, with the USA getting involved, and it would just be not good, let's say. Well, actually, no. It'd probably be more like this with China. So I guess they can't go down and help uh, their one and only ally. So yeah, this is what the Navy. Well, this is what the front lines look like right now. So you have the Taiwan and the Chinese, the South Korean and the Japanese. It's pretty interesting, and then we also have one over here in Europe, which Chinese troops are now also reaching the border, which are much more capable, and actually a couple Chinese tanks are also reaching it, and it is able to push back the Ukrainians a little bit until the Ukrainians they get a lot more support, especially with this new war going on. They do get a lot more support, but they are also pushed out of this little push in Russia and directly pushed back in from this same area. Mostly it's North Korean and Chinese troops up here, but there are still Russians up there. Actually, mostly Russians, but that's where most of the Chinese and North Koreans troops went to go fight. So that's what it's looking like right now. Okay. Now we're also gonna have some Russian boats actually landing in the northern parts of Japan while they were distracted. And it's not just one naval invasion, but two. One win a lot more successful than the other. And well, you can probably tell which one that was. And if you guess this one, you're right. You probably didn't. But this one's bigger because there was like no defenses over here. So, yeah. But this one's even more successful because no one died. This one, 15 people died. Like, and this one, no one. So this one's more successful. Don't ask me how. I don't know. But if we come back over here, Japan is starting to lose the naval battle again with a very big push from a new boat that the North Koreans have. And well, now North Korea is like on the doorsteps of Japan. They're doing some island hopping. They've taken quite a bit of islands actually. And well, they are finally able to push the Japanese Navy away from this southern island. I don't know the name of islands, guys, okay? So don't make fun of me. But yeah, they do actually make a landing onto Japan, and Japan realizes, oh no, why did we declare war? So now they are begging the USA to join, but that's not happening. But yeah, as I said, the USA is not going to be joining this war anytime soon, especially with China and Russia and North Korea, all countries with nukes, are just chilling, you know, doing nothing. But finally, the Taiwan Navy wouldn't do much. So I guess we can color this back to normal water because, well, oh, no. But yeah, so Taiwan, they have multiple naval invasions across the whole coastal line. One up here in the north, one down here in the south, well, one down here in the west, I guess, more so west. Wait, yeah, west. One in the west, one in the south, and then that's pretty much it. So it's not looking good for any people in Taiwan, and they are actually evacuating people out to Japan or the USA. USA has that is the support that they are giving to Taiwan and Japan. They are letting people come move to um, Japan without being called an immigrant. They just get an automatic citizenship, and well, it's going really good because North Korea just won the naval battle, and well, now they just took this southern island, and they are now on the main island of Japan. So Japan has now said we'll wipe peace out of this war. Come on, they literally tried leaving, but the North Korean soldiers did not stop moving. They made another naval invasion, taking taking most of this island. Meanwhile, continuing their push up along this coastal line up here, actually making some pretty good gains until the Japanese Navy is not Navy, Japanese military is finally able to put a hold to this front line. But let's go checking on the Russians. This whole time they've been doing a lot of stuff. Um, so the Russians they've been able to pretty practically take out this whole upper part of Japan. So that's good for Russia. They're probably gonna get these islands, like actually secure these islands. So these are Russian islands. But over here in Ukraine, it's also not looking good with people starting to ask for their money back, because it's looking like they're going to win this war either way. So Ukraine actually is in debt with Germany asking for some of its money back, like asking for half. And they're like, we can't pay this back. And they're like, okay, well then we're gonna take all our supplies back. So that's exactly what they do, and this cripples the Ukrainian military. Because, guys, I'm saying this now. Ukraine, without any support from any Western powers, they would be nothing. This war would already be over. This would be a weak invasion, like Putin said. But no, all of NATO and like okay, so I'm not saying that Ukraine is a bad country. No, I honestly believe that what Russia is doing is terrible. What they have done is terrible. I believe that they are 100% in the wrong here. But the thing is, um, NATO, the U.S. have sent so much support over to Ukraine that it's NATO versus Russia at this point in a different country though. So we are actually seeing like I guess we're just seeing NATO versus Russia. That's my take on the whole war. Like this is just NATO versus Russia. That's the Ukraine war. But yeah. So now you have Russia reaching this front line, which Ukraine is actually surprisingly able to put a stop to. They would want to hold here because it's like the shortest front line that they could get. Maybe they would want to hold down here as well, and then hold out here, and then just survive like as their own country. But with this newfound like success, Belarus decides to join, and well, this is honestly quite surprising. This is like more realistic than the ATIS Pro video, because obviously the ATIS Pro North Korean video was very unrealistic, but this video is also very unrealistic. But back over to here, the main front line. Japan forces has now actually collapsed with getting encircled by the North Koreans. So it's not looking so good for them anymore. Wasn't at the start of the war either. So yeah, it's now starting to look like really bad though, because now with North Korea approaching the capital and with a large amount of troops encircled in a way and they have no way to even get to the capital to hold it. It is now looking actually lots of people are leaving Tokyo to not become under a North Korean rule. Finally, I believe that it's like right here. So Tokyo is like right here, I believe. So, yeah, it got captured. Tokyo gets captured, and well, boom. So with Tokyo now captured, the war is over. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, the war is over. Japan officially surrenders. The military decides to stop fighting because they are dying more and more each day. Like, more casualties happen each and every day. Taiwan was out a long time ago. And everyone turns and looks at Ukraine. Ukraine's like, I will leave this war right now. Just leave me alone. And Russia's like, no. We're going to take everything that we've ever wanted. And yes, guys, I did mess up my map. I do realize that. Were you guys probably screaming at me saying, oh my gosh, you just messed up your map? Maybe. Did I realize? No. But it doesn't actually look that bad. It looks pretty realistic. So, now we have Russia and Belarus pushing and taking the capital of taking Kiev, and the war is now over. With all three capitals captured that the red team had to, it was never a fair fight, honestly. The blue team was destined to lose this war as soon as China joined. I could even see North Korea winning this war, even if it was a 1v2. But it probably would have just been a 1v1. But China decided to get involved and declare war on Taiwan. So, the new borders of Ukraine do look something like this. They come up like this, then they go up, and they come up, and then they also come down like this, boom, and then a little circle thing right there. So that's Belarusian. That's Belarus. That's Belarus's war spoils. Because actually, Belarus, did they join this war late? Oh yes, very much so. But can they really do anything? Well, they did a lot. Yeah, I'm making fun of myself. They did a lot during this war. They helped the Russians out quite a bit. The Russians probably wouldn't have won the war as easily without Belarus joining, so they were promised a bit of land, and they got that bit of land. Russia, on the other hand, is not going to be so kind to Ukraine. They are going to be taking the southern area and they're going to be trading it for the upper area, like where Kiev is. And they're going to be taking all of this. And, well, Russia is now officially told... Now Russia is... Well, not Belarus. Ukraine has now officially been left alive. I don't really like this border right here. This border right here. This is not a nice looking border. I will admit that. So I am sorry to your eyes, everybody. Belarus leaves the war. Not war, but they leave the negotiating tables. Russia is still at the negotiating table, so they're still gonna be red. I should probably move closer to my microphone so you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. But yeah, Russia is now quite. Russia got the land that they want, and more so, more so. So now, if we come over here, we probably just have Russia. Well, Russia's gonna actually be taking a little bit, and the reason I'm doing Russia first is just to get them out of this video, because this is the only reason why they're in the video is because they are helping out their ally. So yeah, Russia takes quite a bit of the northern island, but they decide to be nice to Japan and leave this piece of land out. So there we go. Russia is now officially out of the war and out of the video. Maybe if I don't decide to get North Korea to call them back in. Was this a successful war for Russia? Oh yes, 100%. But yeah, China is going to take all of Taiwan. Take this Japanese island, and that's it. So they are also out of this war. Like, they're also off the table. Now it's just between North Korea. But North Korea is not going to be so kind to Japan. They are going to be taking the southern island and most of, like, these two southern islands down here, and then most of the southern parts of the main island. So now North Korea has a very big space, but they're gonna let them go back to the Eastern powers. No, they're going to split it up into a North and South Japan. Because, well, they do technically need to. So, yeah. But the northern part is going to go to the Western powers. Meanwhile, the southern part will stay under North Korean control. And this will more so act like a border between Japan and North Korea. So, Japan is crippled. Japan is gone. Do they have anywhere? Oh, no. But, wait, hold on. I wonder if I just want to try something, guys. Okay, and then if I color it white. Oh, no. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. So, yeah. You can see North Korea is much bigger now. They have probably gotten all the land they wanted. What are we looking like at time right now? 22 minutes. Okay. I don't have much more time. North Korea has gained practically. This is like Kim Jong-un's dream. He would love this. Will this ever happen? No, it will not. But we're going to make it a little nicer, and well, Kim Jong-un, I really hope you like me after this. So, for example, we're gonna have a complete split of war. Well, not war, but a complete split of the USA, because they are no longer stable after losing that, after their allies have, after North Korea and Japan and Russia did this, and they refused to go and help their allies. See, Donald Trump was refusing to go and help. So there. As well, the capital and the rest of the northern states break away. So these northern parts on the coastal line break away. And well, most of the other rest of the country does stay, except for Texas and some of the other states. No, I'm not doing that. Obviously, the USA did try to battle them on these borders, so that's why these borders look so terrible. So yeah, these are the countries that got their independence. California tried to take as much land as they could. Texas also tried to take as much land as they could, but they didn't get as much as they wish. Florida got decent amount of land, and the northern states got all the land that they really wanted. So it's not looking good for the states anymore. And well, now it's going to be bad. Well, no. Texas. Oh no, wait, where did I miss? Oh, I see it. Okay, hold up. Let me fix this. Right there. Okay, there. So, Texas and Florida all go over to. Oh, okay, so I also missed something over here. I see it. Hold up. Um, there. Okay, so Texas and Florida go over to the North Korean side. I'll explain to you why. Because this was 100% supported by these were found. They were um practically made by North Korea. Like it's a pro North Korean government, and well, China and Russia and Belarus all joined the alliance with North Korea, especially with this whole new world order going on. So, and North Korea is technically the leader of this alliance. This is the North Korean alliance. So it's looking really good, and we're actually gonna have India joining this because they don't want to fight North Korea because this is North Korea's video, um, and also this is gonna kind of break up NATO, but NATO will try to stay as strong as possible with all of their allies still in it, but with the USA now practically gone, it's like, what's gonna happen now? So obviously, I'm not gonna have these two fight because that would take me way too long. Um, Surprisingly, Ukraine is not allowed to join because of the whole peace treaty thing. It was like in the peace treaty, so oh shoot. Okay, well you're not in NATO. You're in NATO. You're not in NATO. You're not in NATO. You guys are in NATO though. You guys are all in NATO. So yeah, it's now NATO versus the rest of it. The reason why the rest of the USA didn't join um, the pink team is because they're just more so pro pink. So we're gonna make it a dark pink, a more purpley pink. That's no. Um, there. This is a more purpley pink. So yeah, it's more of it's more on the red team, like North Korean team, but it's not. So would the USA still be like the strongest country? No, China would be because they lost, for example, Texas, uh, New York, Washington D.C., Florida, and California, and Texas. If I didn't say it, I don't remember saying Texas. I'm sorry. So it's not looking so good, and Canada decides to opt out of NATO because they don't want to get demolished. And well, the USA is also next with Trump on his last day of presidency because he is getting impeached. He decides to leave NATO, and the next president in charge also does believe that this is for the best choice. The UK is quickly to leave. Um, Germany also leaves. France also leaves, and Italy leaves. Also, oh, Serbia isn't okay. Hold up, I didn't mean to color in Serbia. I'm sorry, guys. Serbia, wasn't Serbia's not in it, and Hungary left, Turkey left, Bulgaria left, and well, now NATO's looking more like a scattered mess. And there, so now you have Croatia and Slovenia also leaving, and the rest of the most of the Balkans are close to surrender as well. But the people that decided to do this let in a couple other nations that really wanted to join, but they weren't getting allowed, like Ukraine and Moldova. But yeah, also you are gonna get the rest of the red uh, team, like the Western countries, like the people that side with Russia and China. You're gonna be getting them to join, but this is also going to be changing India's status to a dark pink, which is like on the brink of leaving the pink, but not leaving the pink. Um, uh, they switch sides. Oh, okay. Vietnam switches sides, and well, yeah, you go over there. You come over here. You two come over here, definitely. I'm pretty sure. And well, now they expand their. NATO just says we are no longer NATO. We are a new alliance trying to hold on to anything that we can. And they are trying to hold on to anything that they can. And well, yeah, it's interesting. So, a couple nations do end up joining this, like Brazil, which is a very big win for them. But it's just because they have a enemy right on their border. Cuba, with no longer having the threat of the USA, they are gonna join this gladly. I'm pretty sure same with. I want to say it's them. I don't know, so I'm just gonna leave them. But we're also gonna. Most of Central America does end up joining this new world order. But but here's the thing, it's not it's scary because, well, the strongest country collapsed, which is going to destroy the economy, but it didn't. Well, because there's probably so much more stronger countries. Well, like now, not stronger, but like there's now stronger countries to save that economy, which it did. So now it's not looking the greatest. I can see Sudan joining this, Egypt, uh, all the countries that really lean both either ways, they're probably gonna start to join. But the first ex NATO country is going to actually be the UK. I can see that happening because they don't want to get jumped. But there's still gonna be some other remnants of it. And well, another 4 years passes and the USA has another vote. And well, the Liberals win. So they are back in NATO. And well, Canada also decides to join NATO once more, just to try to save any countries that they can. And this is honestly a beacon of hope. And well, Ethiopia is also quick to join the pink. Um, but it's now just not looking good. South America, not South Africa, is also quick to join the pink. And now it's like, uh-oh. And the next country to join the pink side that was on the purple side is Turkey. So this would not happen, but this is just my take on it. Like, not my take on it, but like this is what could never happen, but it's North Korea's video. And you also gotta remember this is technically North Korea's alliance, but it's the new world order, honestly. Is there anything that could really stop them over here? No. No, it couldn't really. I could see Indonesia just joining the purple just to try to put a hold to China, but that's honestly the best they could do. So obviously, Asia is ruled by pink. Africa is ruled by pink. Oceania is purple. North America is surprisingly, I feel like it's pretty even, but I feel like it would be pink. South America's pink, and then Europe's pink. So if when the war does break out, that would happen. I can see it looking something like this, where a couple nations should join back, like Italy and France, and then that'd really be it. So yeah. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.